Hello and welcome to the second video in how to install and configure Home Access Plus version 3. What you'll need to do to configure this, first part was installation, the second part is now configuration. You'll need to browse to ddrive RM network RM management components extranet. Double click on the web.config file. In the web.config file you should find a fair bit of information. The first bit that you'll need to change is the extranet config settings. This is a new look for the config settings which allows you to do even more than you used to be able to. First of all, you need to change the establishment name, set that to be your school's name, change the establishment code to be your school's establishment code, basically the initials of your school. The school photo handler, if you want to use the student photo handler, leave it in. If you don't, leave it out. Next will be the student email format, which is curly brackets 0, curly brackets at whatever. Curly bracket 0, curly brackets stands for username. Curly bracket 1, curly bracket stands for first name. Curly bracket 2, curly bracket stands for surname. So tweak that to what you need it to be. Then under Active Directory settings, AD settings, change domain /administrator to be your domain administrator's username. So basically change domain to be your domain. Under students group, change the 3-letter code to being your establishment code, or the code that you use to define the student group. Set the Active Directory administrator's password in AD password, and that's it. Homepage links is a new bit of the configuration, and this whole block is a new bit, but homepage links corresponds to these links down here, as well as this button. If we go back to the server now, you'll see that next to it you've got Show To. This Show To option allows you to define who has permissions to use that link. So you can set a link to only be in it, to not be enabled at all. So that's none. Do not, whatever you do, remove the update my details link in there, 'cause it will throw a big, huge, giant error if you do. If you wanted to not have the learning resources link, you can just simply remove that from there, or remove any of them apart from the top one. You can add your own custom one if you want to, just copy and paste the link. So the Show To option, you've got, the options are either all, none, or a specified group in Active Directory, or groups. So you can say that I only want domain admins and teaching staff to be able to access, to be able to update their details. You can do this for any of the links that are there. So underneath that we got a new link. The name is Browse My Computer. The description is Access Your School My Documents, and we're showing that to everybody. And the link location is /mycomputer.aspx, and the icon is located in the images folder. / stands for the EasyLink directory. So the extranet directory. So if so basically you can copy and paste one of these lines and tweak it to do whatever you want. Underneath that we got UNC paths. These are a collection of well, as it says there, UNC paths or drives that map to UNC paths for users to be able to use. The H drive letter is a special drive letter, and it allows the user to move files between it. We will eventually give a configuration option to tweak that, so if you want it to allow moving on a shared area, not that I recommend it, you can do it. So what we've got here, we've got drive H, we've got the name, which is admin my documents, we've got a UNC path there with that curly bracket 0 curly brackets in there again, basically replacing that 0 with the username. Then we got enable read to, and we got admin staff, which is a group that I've created in Active Directory, and we got enable write to admin staff, and that corresponds to a drive letter. So if I go forward into my computer browser, you can see that I've actually added an extra drive in there called extranet, which is quite easy to do. You've then got the W drivers, and just to give you an example of what you can do with the power of this. If we scroll across to enable read to and enable write to, I've enabled read to be all, and I've enabled write to just be in the teaching staff, non-teaching staff, admin staff, and domain admins. It's simple, really. The program will also check NTFS permissions, but that will only happen after the user has gone into the page. So if you set the enable write to be in none, then nobody has the ability to right click on anything and get the options to edit. They also don't get the new folder link or upload file link if you disable the if you set write to be none. If you set it to be all, everybody gets those options. Underneath that, we've got the connection strings. There's one connection string, that is the Active Directory connection string. You will need to change this. Change chso1.quickhow.internal to be in your domain controller's fully qualified domain. You will then need to change the DC bits at the end there. If you scroll down a bit, you should see an authorization block, which is commented out. Comments in XML are the greater than, that's less than, exclamation mark, and 2 dashes. What you basically need to do is delete those. And then you should see 2 dashes and greater than further down. Delete those and then change the CHS easy link to be in your establishment code. So something like that. And what this is doing is only allowing the EasyLink enabled users to get access to this system. It denies everybody else access. Underneath this, we've got a membership provider that is also commented out. You'll need to uncomment this. So basically what you've got here is the system's ability to access the Active Directory information on the user in a nice and correct way so .NET understands what you're doing. So if we scroll across here, you should see a connection username and a connection password. You will need to change both of these to being your domain administrator's username and password. There is a set here, and there's also a set further down here, which is the roles that it gets. If you set both of them, that completes the configuration of EasyLink. In my next video, I'll show you how to configure EasyLink to work with forms authentication.